Hi guys, and welcome back. If I could give you just one thing to focus on after abuse, just one, it would be this: nervous system regulation, because you can understand trauma inside and out. You can know every red flag, you can go no contact, and you can still feel like you're walking around with your heart in your throat. That's because your body doesn't heal just because your mind understands what happened. Your body needs to feel safe again. So today we're going to do a kind of nervous system 101. We're going to talk about what your nervous system does, how it protects you, what dysregulation looks like, and then how to start calming that chaos inside of you. And I want you to picture your nervous system like this: the biggest, baddest, most loyal bodyguard you will ever have. It doesn't quit. It doesn't rest. Even when you think it's overreacting, it's doing exactly what it's designed to do, and that is to protect you. So let's get into it. Your nervous system is your body's built-in security system. It's your personal bodyguard. It's constantly scanning the room, listening for tone changes and watching for like those micro expressions and deciding, am I safe or not? So when you were in that relationship, your bodyguard learned that danger wasn't just yelling or violence. Danger could be a slammed door. It could be silence. It could be a sigh or a glare or the sound of keys hitting the counter. So it started working around the clock. No breaks, no sleep. And the longer that you lived in that kind of environment, the more your nervous system decided that being on high alert was just normal. That's why even after you leave, your heart still races, maybe when someone raises their voice. So that's why you might still freeze when someone gives you that look. Or in my case, the no caller ID shows up. It's not weakness, it's protection. If you really want to understand what's happening inside your body during all of this, you can watch my video, The Science Behind the Trauma Bond, and I break this down exactly how your nervous system got wired for survival instead of peace. Okay, so when your bodyguard never gets the all clear, right, your whole system starts to burn out. And that's dysregulation. It feels like you're anxious and restless, even when nothing's wrong, or you're exhausted, but you can't sleep. You overreact or completely shut down. You can't tell the difference between intuition and fear. It's your body stuck in survival mode. And what's wild is even when you know you're safe, your body doesn't believe it yet. So if you have tried my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding meditation, you've probably felt that tug, that moment when your brain wants to relax, but your body's still holding its breath. That's the bridge we're building today, helping your bodyguard realize that it can finally put its fists down. Inside my group coaching program, the Breakthrough Collective, we spend a lot of time here learning how to recognize the difference between I'm safe and I just feel unsafe. And it's one of those topics every survivor connects with because this is where healing really starts. So I have kind of a story to tell here. Months before I finally escaped, I had my very first panic attack at 48 years old. I had never experienced anything like that before. My chest tightened, my hands went numb, I couldn't breathe. I was convinced I was dying. And who do you think I called? Yeah, him. That's how deep into my trauma bond I still was. And right about that same time, I started noticing patterns down to the day. Monday, he'd pick a fight. Tuesday, he would begin to withdraw. Wednesday and Thursday were kind of like the silent treatments. Friday, he'd start hoovering. And by the next Friday, after, a week of harassments and threats, we'd be out together again. And then by Sunday, I was already holding my breath, waiting for it to start all over again. My nervous system was running on a calendar of chaos. And it was trained to anticipate the abuse before it ever even happened. And that's what happens when your bodyguard gets trapped in that fight or flight mode for too long. So if that cycle sounds familiar, I have a video called Why Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Feels Like Withdrawals, because it is. And that explains why breaking that pattern feels so painful. It's your body detoxing from survival. So the first step to regulating is awareness. Before you can calm your nervous system, you have to notice what it's doing first. Start paying attention to your body's cues. When does your chest tighten? When does your breathing change? When do you feel that heat in your face that drops into your stomach? Those aren't random. Those are your bodyguard's alarms going off. So when you can pause and say, oh, my body thinks we're in danger right now, it interrupts that automatic loop. And if you want to practice noticing without judgment, you can try my body scan meditation. It's designed to help you check in with your body safely and gently. Also, in my community group, the Breakthrough Collective, in our live sessions, we actually practice this kind of awareness together, because doing it in a safe group helps kind of retrain your system that connection can be calm and not chaotic. Okay, so now let's talk about what helps your nervous system regulate. Real tools that actually work. Number one is gentle breathing. Not big and dramatic breaths, just gentle, steady ones. In through the nose, out through the mouth. This tells your body we're okay. The second one is grounding through movement. Movement helps release adrenaline. Even a slow walk can reset your system. You can try my walking meditation. It's a guided way to reconnect your body and your environment without any pressure. Okay, the third one is cold or grounding touch. Cold water on your face, holding an ice cube, or even placing your hand on your chest and saying, I am safe right now. It sends this physical safety cue to your nervous system. Number 4 is sleep and stillness support. Your body learns safety through repetition. If stillness feels scary, you can play my sleep meditation. It helps train your body to associate rest with safety, not danger. 5 is safe connection. Healing doesn't happen alone. If you've been doing this by yourself, you don't have to anymore. Inside the Breakthrough Collective, we dive deep into this work every single week. Real-time conversations about trauma responses and nervous system regulation and boundaries and rebuilding trust in yourself again. It's a space full of women who get it, who know what it's like to be wired for chaos and learning to rewire for peace. Regulating your nervous system isn't linear. There will be days when you feel calm and centered, and then one, smell or sound or text throws you off completely. That's normal. It doesn't mean that you're back to square one. It just means that your body found another layer that still needs some reassurance. You might even miss that chaos at first because your bodyguard got used to living in adrenaline. So when peace shows up, it can feel boring or even unsafe. That's why compassion matters more than perfection. You're not doing it wrong. You're teaching your body something it's never known before. So when your body starts to regulate, everything shifts. You start to sleep better. You stop confusing adrenaline for love. You can set boundaries without shaking or guilt. You can stop scanning rooms for danger. You breathe deeper. You start feeling safe in your own body again. And when that happens, that's when the real healing begins. So remember this, your nervous system is not your enemy. It's your most loyal protector, your bodyguard. It's been working overtime for years, keeping you alive through everything you went through. Now it just needs you to show it that it can finally rest. If you're ready to start regulating and reconnecting with yourself, everything I mentioned today is linked below. And if you are craving a community that understands this healing journey, please join us in the Breakthrough Collective. It's where we do this work live together with women who have lived it and understand it. You don't have to heal in isolation. You just have to take the first small step towards your own safety, because your bodyguard has been fighting for you all along. Now it's time to show it what peace feels like. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's video. And as always, the best way for you to support me is to hit that like and subscribe button. And always, I'm rooting for you.